Hi everyone. We are just waiting for Nanibaa to join in. My name is Alicia Poon. I am the director of the Indian Arts Research Center, and we're going to be joined by our 2018 Dubin Fellow, Nanibaa Beck, in just a second. In the meantime, I just wanted to let everyone know that through the months of August and September, we are so thrilled to be able to present SAR Artists Live in partnership with Native American Art Magazine and SWAYA's Indian Market, with additional support from the Atata Foundation and King Galleries. So we are just so thankful and grateful for their support. After today, we actually have 3 events this week, so I hope you will be able to join us. Thursday, we have an artist talk with Michaela Patton, who is our current artist fellow. And let me just let Nanibaa in. So Thursday, we have an artist talk with Michaela Patton, who is our current artist fellow. And if you go to our website, you can join in and register for the event. And then on this Friday, we have a talk, or Artist Live, also on Instagram, with Jerry Kotsquiva, who's a Hopi Katsina carver, and he will be joining us as part of SWAYA's Indian Market. Hi, Nanibaa.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you?
I'm good. I love your earrings, as always.
Very nice. I wonder who made them.
I wonder, but still, I just love them on you. You rock them so well. I love those that you love long.
So these are some of my favorite earrings. So for all you short ladies that are in the house, and you're not sure, and short-necked ladies, and you're not sure if you can rock a long pair of earrings, you totally can.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So
I've
these,
had so many people come to my booth because I like long earrings,
mhm.
and it's become a thing where I actually look forward to when I mention to someone that they should not buy into the short neck, can't wear long earrings idea. So, and they look so amazing on you.
Thank
Just
you.
those, yeah.
Some of my favorite earrings. They look kind of heavy, but they're actually not. And they have a tie to SAR that makes them kind of special to me too. So you kind of develop this process while you're in residence at SAR, right?
Yeah, well, it was because of the collection that you have there. For jewelry, when I was the artist fellow there, you had mentioned that there wasn't a lot of jewelry as compared to the pottery, the amazing pottery that you have. But I'm, I kind of just went into the jewelry and I found it, and I was particularly looking at anything that had like squash blossoms. And that particular pair did stand out to me. And like I mentioned to you, Alicia, it was heavy. Like, I don't know how heavy or how long they would have stayed on. Thank you. Would have stayed on the actual earlobe of whoever was wearing them, because one side was pretty heavy.
Hmm.
So you can see that the top hollow form there, that must have been made with a kind of a thicker gauge than what I usually wear. And then the bottom, just it's all metal. So by taking the actual shape on the top and then allowing that to take form in just the line that you have on yours, and it simplified the actual idea of the earring, and then it has a little bit of a swoop, so it kind of sits along your shoulder and clavicle. And of course on the bottom is an updated version, or at least my version, of a squash blossom. So it's a patina silver bead. It has the outsides kind of rubbed off, but only that's only because Alicia wears them. All of that was black when she got them. So I really like to see the way that I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but it's see what that time at SAR created, and that's one of my. I remember giving you those earrings, so it was definitely a fun thing to kind of give back and spend time at SAR. So,
Yeah.
um,
These are just like incredibly, and they've kind of worn, and yeah, for all you folks, I wear my jewelry hard. And I know some people want to, these big types of earrings, they always say, oh, save them for special occasions. But one thing I love about you is that you really encourage people to wear your jewelry, even your fanciest jewelry, like for every occasion. And so I will wear this when I dress up. I will wear this when I feel like I need a little pick me up. And I will wear this when I am in my like band t-shirts, and I feel like they look equally as good.
Yeah, and that's true though, because it's we and I do have a lot of pieces that even I don't wear as often. I am guilty of the same thing, but it is something where we have so much jewelry and there's such a great network within the artist community. And just as a person who enjoys art and as a daughter of an artist,
Hmm.
you you feel like there's never enough days in the year to wear all the jewelry that you want to wear. And so I really feel like even if it's just going to the grocery store, which is what I usually say, like go to the grocery store. If you can't wear this, $90 to $1,600 or $3,000 necklace to the grocery store and shop, then I think that it's unfair to the jewelry itself because it's something that grows with you and just goes with you as well. Um, it's and you know it's and it's fun. I really enjoy just kind of talking about it because it comes down to a really good conversation starter about the Native art community. So it's it's great because people don't realize that this is something that's made by someone who is Native or indigenous.
Hmm.
So I enjoy conversations as well.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great conversation starter, and it's so incredible to be able to feel comfortable and empowered to wear it all times of day, especially now that we're in quarantine. I don't know about you all, but I'm inclined to just sit around in my sweats and whatever I was sleeping in. But to be able to put on some jewelry, it just kind of makes me happy and makes me feel a little more put together. um, but I just wanted to show everyone another pair I have that I got in March when I last saw you. And this is actually a shorter pair, so they come in different lengths, right?
Yeah, you actually have one of the longest and more of like the medium size. I think another size I make is about 3 inches
Mm,
short.
okay.
That's yeah, so there's a difference in that. And I really like that. That's actually a sugilite. And there was a woman in Denver who came back and gave me the actual name of the stone, and it's on the website. Starts with an A. I forget it now, but what I love about that is that it's a little bit of the blue and then the pink comes out.
Mm.
Um, and I was really happy that the woman came back with the name of it. It starts with an A. I can't remember it now, obviously, but um,
I was looking for
yeah,
it and I can't find it and I can't remember either, but it's an incredibly beautiful stone. And you do two different kinds, right? There's like two different versions of these earrings.
yeah. So the ones that you have there are the silver bead, and I'll put in it's called squash blossom dangles, and then I
Hmm.
put a description of the stone and the if it has a silver bead and the stone. But the other version that you're talking about is the tradish version. So it has a bit more of a it looks more traditional. I hate to say that, but let me let's see. I have a little sketch here.
Historical
So
reference.
here we go.
Uh-huh.
It is like this.
Hmm.
And so this is kind of how I kind of prep myself for it. I just kind of get a piece of paper and I write on it and I allow myself to remember, oh, that's what I need to prepare for. But squash blossoms are something that I had in mind a few years ago as under a theme that I was doing for that year, which was bloom. And
Hmm.
I'm still in it. I love squash blossoms. I moved from North Carolina to Tucson now, and I told you I would do this, and I found it, and I found pomegranates here. So pomegranates are actually what the squash blossoms are modeled out of. They're not squash as in the squash that we eat.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually pomegranate blossoms.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy the fact that there is a little bit of history behind these classic styles that are considered to be Navajo, but it really comes down to the history of interactions between the Spanish and the Pueblos many centuries ago. So I'm actually telling my husband when I pulled this, I was like, I wonder if I can make this into an earring. So I think I'm challenging myself now to kind of, um, there's so much nature and there's so many walks that we're going on around our neighborhood. So it's been great to readjust back into the Southwestern life. And of course, to see so many pomegranate slash squash blossoms around me, I really got happy. I was really happy just to see a squash blossom. North Carolina doesn't have these squash blossoms. We have very high trees. Yeah, it was good. It was good. So if you see this in the near future, just know that I got the inspiration while preparing for our conversation today. So
If I see that, I'm going to be on you for those earrings. Sounds amazing.
I
Um,
will let you know.
huh?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. So these types of earrings, these are one of the styles that you're going to have available for the virtual Indian market, right?
I will. I will. Like I said, the ones that are on the website right now have sold,
Mm-hmm.
and they sold about uh, actually about before the virtual Indian market, which is why I'm kind of re-upping and creating a bit more. I do have about 2 pairs of both the silver bead squash blossom dangles and the traditional squash blossom dangles that I'll be releasing. I'm going to try and aim for Saturday this weekend to have those on site, but I'm looking around at the stones that I have and I'm trying to make sure that I have them. I do have them. It's just a matter of making sure that I don't make them too heavy. So if I need to do a little bit of cutting on the stones, I'm going to have to do that because I did make the mistake one time of making a pair that was more heavy than I was comfortable with. So that does happen. So um, yeah, the virtual India market is one of those things that I enjoy the way that we can kind of plan out the whole month of creating and allowing ourselves a little bit of a ease into the whole month. And it's been interesting so far in day 3 to experience this because I don't think that I've had this type of experience in a way where it's been beneficial, definitely.
Oh,
And
good.
yeah, it's been really interesting. So I'm happy with the way that I am kind of allowing myself to ease into it. But when it comes down to having all my pieces of paper with the stones and the sketches of what I want to do,
Mhm.
it's kind of all coming down, kind of funneling down into this month. So it's
Fantastic.
pretty busy.
That's so exciting. So all of us will look forward to you dropping all of your pieces throughout the month of August. So you have a second kind of type of earring that you're kind of known for, and I think I see that you wearing them right now. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you've got on?
Thank you. Yeah, these are my dancing jaw claw. And the reason I call them dancing jaw claw is they basically dance along the clavicle. And as you can tell, the way they just dangle and the 14 karat gold tassels here just kind of, they dance. And so many times in the booth, I hear the way people describe long earrings. And usually they describe it as like, oh, it hits me right here. Oh, it hits my shoulder. And
Mhm.
it's as strange as it sounds. This is something that I love to do. And it feels like that kind of describes a relationship that maybe is just like, you're not allowing yourself just to experience and be happy with whatever it is happening right here. Um, so they're called the dancing jaclo, and again, jaclo is the anglicized word of the anglicized word is jaclaw, but I say the word jaclo in Dinepazad. The pronunciation basically the word means earring. Ja is your ear, and jakwal is basically the earring. So back in the day, people would thread, whatever it is or stones they had on a yucca and through their ears and just tie it. And they would have it on for such a long time that sometimes they would just want to take it off. So the jaw claw would come off and they would put it on their necklace. And that's what created the jaw claw necklace. So, there are these different types of things that are definitely embedded in the way that I try to relate my jewelry to different people. And also something I miss, quite honestly, because I don't really talk about this. I'm very, you can write a paper sometimes if through the indie market, like responding to some of these emails about what was the intention behind the different things that you wanted to create. But yeah, so that's kind of the benefit of having the artist talks that we're having right now.
You get to talk about it a little bit. And for everyone that's tuned in, again, we're here with Nanibaa Beck, and we're so happy to have you here. You guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's a super casual conversation, so whatever goes, goes. Um, Nanibaa, I know one of the things I love about your work is everything is very contemporary and very modern, but it has these kind of historical references and it reaches back into the past and kind of brings it into the present. Do you have any new ideas that you are thinking about, or do you have anything that you'd like to preview that's a little new that might be showing up during this Indian Market Month?
Well, there is something. When I think about the different things that are being made, I always tend to fall towards either earrings or necklaces, and that's basically what's happening again this year. Necklaces that I am the two necklaces that I'm making with some handmade chains are going to kind of are kind of emphasize the earrings that I submitted for jury for
Uh-huh.
the Indian market. And so basically, I'm making a pair of, so this is, hold it, you see your reflection right there.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, it's not the best representation. Um, I'm really trying, Alicia. I really thought this would work. Um,
This is getting a little
so
meta.
But the great thing about that is I make, there you go.
There.
So what this basically is, so the jewelry there is creating this piece here with the inlay in the middle. It does go off of the type of work that I create with my changing woman pendants. This is kind of still in the works, but I haven't made. I grew up making chains with my dad, and I don't think I've been really given much time into sitting there and just creating these handmade chains. So I decided just to make about 3 or 4 handmade chains, but create them in a way that kind of remind me of a bolo tie, but not quite. Um,
Mhm.
I am trying to figure out how I want the two, I guess, bolo tips to. So it's a matter of kind of creating. I have things on sketch, but allowing that to be. I don't know how exactly it's going to turn out at the end, but I am excited about it. But what you can't see, but what you can't see. I like what Joanne just mentioned right now. But what you can't see basically is here I do have antler down here on the bottom, and these are no longer available, but I really enjoy making these only because it was asymmetrical, and I really find that there's balance and asymmetry. My father growing up, he was very like, it needs to be like asymmetry like all the time. And now I think that he's kind of beginning to see more of what I am able to, take from all the lessons I've learned from him. So the thing is, I'm trying to for antlers, and it's not something I can just go to a place on. that I know of, because I've only been here a month. So I may have to figure out how to do that. But it was a really fun project because it was my first time working with antlers. Usually I stay with the different materials that are really more connected to my tribe. But I forget that before metal was brought to the camps, metalsmithing was brought to the Bosque Redondo camps. We were using these things. We were hunting. We were, we kind of wore similar attire, similar to the Apaches, and so it's kind of a nice thing to be reminded of how. It's good to read books and to learn more about the history and to talk to different people. And there's really great people around me to kind of provide good insight. So that's where the earrings and the way that they come together, that for me is kind of where I build off of creating something that is full of intent. And I really try to make it that these are intentionally traditional to me, because I think the word traditional implies continuity itself. Because so often when we're talking about traditional Navajo jewelry, it creates a time frame between 1900s and 1950s. But the word itself implies vibrancy and implies that something is continuing and not being like held to the actual time frame. But for some reason, that just happens to be something that Native Americans fall into quite often. And so, and as an Indigenous person myself, it's important just to kind of remind myself not to fall within that mindset. And that's what happened with this earring. I wasn't really thinking about the way that the antlers came about, but it was different. And when it was first given, the antlers were given to me to use, I was like, I don't know if I can do anything with this. Nothing was coming. And then eventually things, it became this beautiful necklace. And I'm still trying to figure out right now the necklace sketch that I showed you. I will eventually find an antler for that or not. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's a different process every time. So it can never really, but right now where I am with COVID, I'm kind of looking at everything I have and making sure that I don't forget that I know people who can help me with something. Yeah.
Thank you. And so speaking of COVID, I mean, you moved from North Carolina to Tucson in the middle of this pandemic. How was that? And has that, creating work and, being in a new kind of market, how has that kind of affected the way you've worked and how you are? How are you,
Thank you. I'm good now. I got a cabinet for my supplies, and I don't know why, just this type of organizational person that I am. It kind of made me settle more into the studio space. You can't tell, but I'm in a large room that has the living room behind me, but also my husband's workspace. And he will be teaching U of A. So it is different because I like my music loud, and his music is different from mine. So it's a matter of space and kind of working that out. This was not something that we had an issue with in North Carolina, but the move, and we actually had a really great send off with our friends in Carborough. We were social distancing, and they had really great "We'll miss you" signs, and the drive across country was surreal. It was different in every state that we came across, how people kind of interacted and were responding to COVID and the safety measures. But here in Tucson, it's been pretty good. It's different because we see everything around us. There are no trees hiding anybody. We've just been kind of giving ourselves some time. And I think the time has definitely allowed us, we're done taking time. So we're kind of getting more into our work routines. So Andrew loves seeing me work because he hasn't seen me work like this before. It's always been behind closed doors. And I see him work, and I'm jealous by the fact that he can take his laptop anywhere in the backyard, in the living room, and I have to stay here. So it has been interesting, but my husband and I are at the point now where we're just finishing each other's sentences, and I look at him and I'm like, we're spending too much time together. So yeah, so we've been pretty good. I think he just got COVID test today just to be to kind of like make sure that things are well, and he's good.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. So we have a question here from Amy, and her question is, do you tend to work on one thing at a time or on many things?
Many things, and I'll show you an idea of the many things idea. Let me pull this up. Okay. So this is many things. So everything there is kind of giving me an idea of the type of tools that I need. These are going to be different earrings here. So a lot of different things. Preparing for another necklace, and then other different parts of necklaces. So these are all not for, this is not for the same necklace. And these are going to be earrings later on this week. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is different. If I wanted to, hold it, I don't know why I'm frozen. If I wanted to,
Oh, hi, Nanibaa. It looks like Nanibaa's sound is out at the moment. Nanibaa, can you hear me? So Nanibaa, I don't think we can hear you right now. Are other people able to hear? So I think Nanibaa, I'm gonna log you out for a second and see if you can join back in. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Hello. Oh, shoot.
hi.
Oh, I think we might have sound again. Nope, now we've got a delay. Amy says, we'll just look at your gorgeous earrings in the meantime. We have a
Can you
delay in
hear
your
me?
sound. Did you want to try to go on to data?
Happy
Yes,
again?
I heard that.
Hi. It doesn't hear you.
Yes, I think we're okay now.
Think.
Oh, nope. Okay, I'll try one more time. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Well, we'll give Nanibaa another minute to see if she can join us back in. But just a reminder that Swaya's virtual Indian market is happening throughout the month of August. And you can find the work that Nanibaa will be creating for the market throughout the month. She'll be dropping them periodically. Let's see here. let's see if we can get Nanibaa back in. Nanibaa will be dropping different works throughout the month of August, and go check it out at swaya.org. You can also directly access her work at notabove.com, which is her artist website. So it looks like we're trying to connect with Nanibaa now. And hi, Nanibaa. Okay.
Hi, Connie. I see that.
It's still coming through a little choppy, Nanibaa.
Hi. Hear you?
So I think we're having a little bit of a delay in your sound right now. Hi, Connie. It's good to see you. No. Okay. Try it again. So how is everyone doing? Connie, how are you? So we have the amazing and wonderful Connie Sosika-san in the house. She is also, for I'm sure many of you already know, she's also an amazing jeweler and one of the inspirations for Nanibaa when she was an artist fellow at SAR. And Connie herself is also a former artist fellow at SAR. So it's so good to see you here. So while we're waiting, on Friday we actually have another SAR artist talk from with Jerry Kotzkuiva. He's a Hopi Katsina carver, and that's going to be this Friday at 6 p.m. And then on August 10th at 6 p.m. with Dawn Dark Mountain, who is Wisconsin Oneida, and she's a wonderful watercolorist. So happy to see all of you. It looks like we've got some people here from Texas. Hello, good to see you. Thanks so much for your patience. Nanibaa is restarting her device right now to see if it'll work. So sorry for the technical issues, but we're happy to see everyone here. So after August 10th, we start again on August 17th. So for the most part, through the months of August and September, we're going to be live at 6 p.m. every Monday. So August 17th, we're going to have painter Mateo Romero from Coche de Pueblo. So that's going to be pretty exciting as well. So hopefully Nanibaa will be able to log on soon. Technical glitches are always kind of part of our lives, right? All right, we're going to try this again. Nanibaa is back on. Thank you for your understanding, Christina Maria. So if you're just joining, we're just waiting for Nanibaa to join back in, having some technical issues. So hi, Nanibaa.
Can you hear me?
I can
Hi.
kind of hear you.
Technical glitches,
Yep,
huh?
technical glitches. Well, I could hear you now, but you're frozen. So it looks like, unfortunately, I don't think we can get Nanibaa and her sound back on, but take a look at all her beautiful pieces. Go to the Swaya website, swaya.org. You can also go directly to her artist's website at notabove.com. and you can purchase her works there. She'll be having pieces dropping periodically throughout the month of August, beginning probably this Saturday, right? If she can hear me, but probably beginning this Saturday. And so thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone for your incredible patience for the last 10 minutes. And if you guys missed some of the earlier parts of Nanibaa talking about her work and her process, we will be saving this Instagram on IGTV and YouTube, and you can access the live there. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye, everyone.